it's important time that we step up, and so that's what our organisation is doing. We every day we're open for breakfast from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We've continued that, but we've also become an essential referral hub for homeless people so that we can link them to all the other services, and that's what we're doing. We've advocated hard to get a evacuation centre established in Byron Bay itself. There's been several established in the Shire, but accessibility to it was kind of limited and will be limited as the roads become inundated with floodwater as the tropical cyclone Alfred reaches us. We're providing some of the essential needs and organising transport along with local and state governments to effectively set up a safe and dry place for the homeless people and people at risk of homelessness to be supported while the cyclone hits us.
How many people are you helping at the moment?
On a daily basis, we get about anywhere from 60 to 80 homeless people come in through the doors to access showers, laundry, breakfast, and then other support services. On any given day, we have psychiatrists, mental health workers, GPs, paediatricians here. So we continue to help them regardless of the cyclone, but at the moment we're in protective mode to get people safe, dry and away from the elements.
Yeah, get them away from the coast. Have you had any issues getting transport in order to take the homeless people to shelters?
No, it's been good today. Yesterday we would have, but the various services have initiated a bus that's done a route from Byron to the actual evacuation centres here in Byron Bay, Ocean Shores and Mullumbimby. So the last bus actually leaves 2 o'clock from Byron Bay to get to the hubs here. So that's been well received by the homeless people we are supporting, as well as people from the mainstream community here who are at risk of getting flooded.
Are you at risk of getting flooded?
The CBD has every potential. Right now, the full impact of TC Alfred hasn't hit, but it's 3 weeks or 3 years and 1 week since it did. This actual cottage that we're in, right in the heart of the CBD, came to within a couple of millimetres of the floodwater coming into the door, but we're on stilts about 4 foot off the ground. So we got through that, and we're really fingers crossed that it's not the same volume of water and impact this time, but we have to be prepared. And we learnt lessons from the last flood, but it's the unpredictable nature of Mother Nature, so we have to be prepared. And if it happens, we're doing the best we can, and hopefully it doesn't happen as ferociously as what it did 3 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a worry, Damien, that there are people that have perhaps flown under the radar that are living homeless in your area and they possibly don't know what's going on?
Yeah, it's interesting that we do know a lot of the homeless rough sleepers. However, there would still be people that are really under the radar, and it's interesting, how do we get support and news and information about that out to them? Like a lot of those people in those circumstances don't have access to mass media or even social networks that keep them informed, and even a lot of the people coming to the cottage each day anyway don't kind of tap into that, so it becomes a surprise. We've been actively face to face telling them, look, here's the things that you should be aware of and prepared to do and things. So I think that as the inclement weather's moving in, they're getting more practical with going to the evacuation centre, which for some is quite a quantum leap for them. They're not often they are sleeping rough because they struggle, they find challenges fitting in with mainstream community. So, for some it won't be easy, but it's good to know that, equity across the community, that, evacuation centres are for those that are, it doesn't matter if your gender, your wealth or anything, you've got a right to feel safe and dry in inclement times.
And where are you going to go, Damien? Is this, you're shutting up shop there later on this afternoon? Do you go and hunker down somewhere?
Yeah, well, ideally, I can get home. I live in the north of the Shire. Our house flooded like 3 years ago, so my family's on trepid steps to do that. But I kind of go. I've got a responsibility to a broader community as well, and Fletcher Street Cottage has been, kind of probably inspirational in this moment. A lot of the large organisations do shut down to, give directives to staff not to be at risk of travelling on the road, and we're certainly cautious of that. There is a limit of, how do we get in and out. I don't have any of my staff or volunteers who live on the other side of causeways come in, because they might get in, but will they get back home? Worst case scenario for me is I'll be at the evacuation centre should Ewingsail Road flood, and I'll be trapped in Byron itself, and so be it. It'd be lucky reprise for my wife and children not to put up with my dad jokes for a couple of days, I would imagine.